everyone, it's Elizabeth from Fern Stickers, and I am here to plan out the month of February. So I have my Erin Condren A5 Daily Duo Planner. You can see this is the real life, how I plan ahead. So when I had throughout January, as stuff got scheduled for February, I just put sticky notes down here and then I'll be pulling those up today. And then I have my transaction log, my February monthly kit, and also my notes page kit. So I'll be planning out all of those things. So I'll get started with the monthly part. And because moving, I don't know where my regular scissors are, so I've got these little ones that I'm gonna be using. Hopefully these will work okay. I feel like scissors are one of those things. I bought so many scissors because I feel like I never have enough around. And, but now with moving, I have no idea where any of the scissors are. Actually, there are a couple pairs in the basement for Fern Creek stuff, but I cannot move those because I really need them downstairs. Okay, the scissors are working fine, but they're just a little slow to cut with. But growing up, we had scissors, like a plain pair of paper scissors, like in the junk drawer in the kitchen to use, and at one point those got a label on them. Actually, all the like staplers and scissors and tape dispensers, my parents put labels on that said where they belonged to because they kept wandering off. And then eventually they put a ribbon through the handles of the scissors and like had them tied down to the kitchen drawer, so it was long enough that you could use them but you couldn't walk off with them. And they did the same thing with nail scissors in their bathroom too, because my sister and I would keep walking off with them. So it was actually a pretty clever solution, because it is annoying like when you need scissors or something and they aren't where they're supposed to be. All right, and I'm totally failing at whiting out this corner here. Call that good enough. So I can't believe that it's already, well, I guess it's still January when I'm filming this, but almost February. I feel like the 2022 is already starting to fly by, but January was a really busy month though, so I'm looking forward to, the first part of February is still going to be pretty busy, but it's going to cool off as the month goes by, which will be nice. And also hopefully the worst of our winter is done in Alabama. I guess I am a little bit conflicted. For the most part, I am really not sad about being out of the Midwest and winter, because even here, like even the days where it's cold in the morning, by the time it gets to the afternoon, it's usually warmer. So I really am not sad about that at all. The one thing that I do miss is cross-country skiing, which I loved cross-country ski. And the past few years when I've gone to see my parents for Christmas, there often in Chicago is not enough snow at Christmas time to go cross-country skiing. So I haven't been able to. I kept my skis at my parents' house, and they, you know, now have tons of snow, and my mom was like, you need to come back now so you can go skiing. So yeah, snow is pretty, but Midwestern winters, they just get old, and I can't say that I miss them. So, you know, February is yeah, we should be out of the, December and January are kind of the worst months here. So hopefully we'll be getting out of the worst part of winter in Alabama, which again, not too much to complain about here because it's not too bad, but it's enough that I do like that we still do get some seasons. Like winter is distinct. It's not just hot all the time in Alabama. All right, so I've got my headers down now, and then I will put my days of the week down, and I like to start my weeks on Monday. To me, that just makes a lot more sense. So I will be putting the days with a Monday start. But yeah, if you ever hear that creaking in my plan with me, that's because I am actually planning at my standing desk, standing up, which works pretty well, but occasionally, like if I lean too hard and too far forward, the desk moves and creaks a little bit. I am going to be getting a new desk at home. So at home I just have a stationary standing desk, and then I have a tall chair I can use if I want to sit down, but I have, at my office, I have one of the sit-stand desks with a motor in it, and I really like that. So I'm going to be getting one of those for my home office as well, which will be really nice. And I'm getting some other like craft tables for my room too, for my office, and I should be able to use those for filming. So regardless, I shouldn't have the creaky desk forever. Okay, now I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna need to white out underneath the dots. I probably should, these are a light enough color. So I'm gonna speed you through putting the dots down. That's not the most interesting part, and then I'll check back in a few minutes. Alright, so I've got the base down now for the month, and I did get interrupted in the middle of that because we had the plumber came to fix a few things. So now I realized before I didn't put down these pieces to cover up the days not in the month. And now I'm gonna have to find my ruler and X-Acto knife. Okay, again, moving woes. I found an X-Acto knife, but I did not find my sharp metal ruler that I really like, so I'll just have to use this one instead, which will work, but it doesn't give you quite as clean of an edge as the metal one. Shoot, I might have cut that too deep. Well, did I cut too deep? Oh yeah, I cut straight through it. That's okay. I was so worried about getting a clean edge that I cut way too deep, but I'll get it better on the next one. Okay, because then I have to cover this one up. Although this one will fit perfectly and doesn't need to be trimmed. And same with this one. And then put the sidebar down. And then I will go ahead and write in this. So I usually put here like work stuff that has to happen at some point during the month but isn't urgent. There's an online training I need to do that I did not do last month either, so I need to do that. So it's not the best system, but it's just kind of a parking lot for things that I need to do but don't have a specific date that they need to get done by. All right, so then going in and adding some more specific things. So I've got on Tuesday, I have a meeting, and then we have, there's some issues with our fireplaces at the new house, so we've got the fireplace people coming to take a look and get those fixed. It'll be fun once we get those fixed to actually build a fire at the new house. Then on Thursday, I have a meeting with some friends from grad school that I've been collaborating with. And it's been a while since we met. I got to see one of them in person at a conference, but we've been not actively working on our project recently, but now it's time to dive back into it. And then a meeting with a prospective grad student. Let's see, and I did not, this one, I know we're meeting on campus, so I know that's on Wednesday. I didn't move that over when I switched to the Monday start. Then I'm gonna cut this up a little bit to make it easier to use. So then I'll have 2 days where we are meeting to look at dossiers of pre-tenure faculty, and this will be, since this is my first year being tenured, this will be the first time that I participate in that. But that's where we give them feedback on how they're doing in their progress towards tenure. So that'll be 2 days that we will meet to discuss. And this is kind of random, but one thing I really like is my department, none of us teach at noon on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and so that's held as a meeting time. So it works out really nicely because whenever you need to schedule a meeting, you can always, usually within a couple Monday, Wednesdays, or Fridays, you can find a time to schedule a meeting and without too much hassle. Then the other big thing that's happening that I'm pretty excited about, we are hosting the inaugural Camp Larson. So for my nieces, they are 9 and 11, and they have plenty of material things. So we have been encouraged to gift them experiences rather than objects. And so we've had a lot of fun taking them on adventures as birthday and Christmas presents, but with COVID, that has not worked out as well. We'd been telling them for a long time that once we built our house, we could host them for Camp Larson sometimes, because they're old enough that they could stay with us overnight. So our Christmas present to them was that they could come to the inaugural session of Camp Larson over President's Day weekend. So we'll have them come. They live about 2 hours away, so we'll probably meet their parents about halfway to do the handoff, and then we'll have them for the weekend. And we need to get into serious planning mode. We've got a lot of ideas for what we want to do with them, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and they are super excited about this. So put in Camp Larson. So that is everything that I need to do for the main monthly spread. And again, I'm still figuring out the lighting situation and the best place to do things. I'm gonna get some lights, but that's a whole other thing. I have to wait a little bit longer because of storage situation. But yeah, so my apologies about the weird lighting. So then the next thing is to get the notes pages and budget set up. So I've got a transaction log that I will use to track my allowance. And I'm going to add in some of the washi tape that goes with this kit at the bottom here. I love hollow foil, can't get enough of it. All right, I'm just going to trim this. I wish I had my sharp metal ruler for ripping the washi. And then for the notes page, I've got the habit tracker version. Habit tracker down, and then I actually figured out ahead of time what I want to put in here this month. So again, this is a page that I'm always constantly refining my use of, exactly how I want to use it. But I think I've got a pretty good plan for this month. So this is going to be for books, and I should be able to read 3 books in February, maybe 4, we'll see. But I'll go ahead and put 4 dots down, but I'll put the books, oops, grabbed 2 stickers there. So I'll put the books that I read there. And then this is going to be work. And so I want to put the big work tasks that I want to accomplish this month. And I like having this, that's something that I have in my Moxie life in my monthly goals, but I like having this with me all the time, especially it just helps me to prioritize. So for my work goals, I want to get some revisions to a journal article submitted. And this is a second round of revisions, so it's not too intense, but I have to coordinate with co-authors on it. Then I have another paper that's gotten rejected from a bunch of journals that I am close to revising again, and I want to get that back under review. I have a new project that I'm working on, and I want to get significant progress. There's a conference at the end of March, or the deadline's at the end of March that I'm submitting that. So I need to make significant progress on it so it's ready to submit at the end of March. And then I also need to take the next steps moving forward on some curriculum changes. So those are my priorities in terms of work, like the big picture priority things that I need to work on. And for my habits for February, I want to close my rings on my Apple Watch every day. I'm gonna try for a perfect month in February. January was so close to being a perfect month, but then there was one day when with moving, I didn't get my watch charged because I didn't know where my charger was. And otherwise, it would have been a perfect month. But February, I think I should be able to get a perfect month, take my vitamins, eating fruits and vegetables, listening to worship music, writing down my memories every day. And then I have not been as good at emails lately as I would like to be. Oh, sorry, I've got you out of frame there. So I'm gonna have my work inbox 0 and personal inbox 0. And I've got a few nagging emails in both inboxes. So this is all gonna be motivation on February 1st. I'm gonna have to spend a couple hours just doing those nagging emails. And then the last section is home. And so this is gonna be, I'm gonna put my big tasks for getting our house in order. So by the end of the month, I want everything out of the garage, except for the stuff that belongs in the garage. But we moved most of the stuff into the garage during our moving weekend and now have been getting it in the right place. So I want everything out of the garage, and then like everything kind of in its initial place. I still have organizing that I'll want to do, but if I get everything kind of initially where it belongs, then it helps to organize more specifically from there. Then we also need to, we gotten samples for blinds before we moved, but they took way longer to get here than they were supposed to, and then they got lost in the move. And we finally found them again. So now we've picked out which blinds we want, but we need to measure for blinds in the bedrooms. So that is a big task as well. So I feel like if we do those things, oh shoot, and I just remembered too, we still don't have like towel bars in any of the bathrooms because we were slow picking those out. So if these are the things that we get done for progress on our house in February, I'll be really happy. So again, we've got the dashboard and the budget page, and then also the monthly view. So I am ready to go for the month of February.